How do you use Zoom? Hi, this is Melody Wilson, and I'm a realtor here in the Edmonton area. And today I'm going to walk you through how to use Zoom. A lot of realtors and non-realtors are actually more and more comfortable with the Zoom platform given today's market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can set it up, how you can use it, setting up a meeting. I'll show you the webinar, and I'll show you the free version, differences between the free version and the paid version, so that you can make a decision in terms of what's best for your business. If you have any other questions that I haven't covered, please comment down below and I'd be happy to make another video to cover that. And with that, let's get started. So we're going to take a look at the Zoom website. You just type in zoom.us into your browser and you'll come up to the main screen page. In here, we're going to talk about the plans and pricing. So there are a variety of methods, but free is the one I've been using up until a certain point, and it covers a lot. You can have unlimited meetings with one-to-one. You only have a limit when it comes to having more than one person. Then you'll have a 40-minute limit. However, you'll be fine if you're just doing a one-on-one meeting, and that's all you'll need in the free plan. So the free plan allows you to do everything we're going to show you in terms of setting up meetings. So the pro account is $20 a month. You can upgrade to the pro account just for 1 month if you want, and then downgrade back to free. However, the pro account does provide you some other options. You can have meetings that are unlimited, even if you have 2 or more people. There's also optional add-ons for a webinar, which is $53 a month. And again, it could be temporary or it could be done. You have to have the pro account in order to do the webinar. You can't just have the webinar with the free account. So I'm going to sign in to the account that we already have. So you can use this by going on the browser version. So we'll show that to you first in terms of how you use Zoom. So once you click Zoom into your browser and you click sign in, you can also sign up. So when you click sign up, it's free. You just have to fill in your date of birth, and it's pretty straightforward in terms of filling that out. So we're going to sign in and use our Google account to log in. You can affiliate with the Facebook if you want, but we have used our Google account. So this will bring you to the meetings that you have all set up on the front page. And this shows you everything in terms of past meetings that we've scheduled. What you want to do is you want to click the profile page and set up your time zone. That is very important to make sure your time zone is correct to where you are located. So let's click on meetings, and these are reoccurring meetings that will show up, and also future meetings. Everything that you've scheduled shows up on this main page. Once you click schedule a new meeting, you can then change this topic to any topic that you'd like to see. So if we click in buyer consult, you'll be able to click a description if you'd like, the date, and you can pick a date, pick a time, and you can also pick the duration. So you can have a duration of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you can do 2 hours. However, just so you know, you're not going to be cut out of the conversation if you go over the hour. This is just for your calendar to show up. So there's the time zone. If you want to change the time zone, you can pick that by clicking on one of those options. Now, if you want a recurring meeting, you can click that off. But of course, most of the time you're setting up a one-off meeting, so you don't need to click that. They don't need to register. Your ID will generate automatically. If you have a pro account, you will have a personal ID that will always be the same if you want. And you can also have a meeting password. I'd recommend this for safety purposes. And this here is if your video is going to be turned off or on, and the participant video off or on at the time of the meeting started. So you want to maybe do that so that we don't have to complicate and waste time at the beginning, so your client doesn't have to figure out how to turn the video on. This makes it a lot easier on everyone's side. Then you want to look at the audio. Audio is then telephone and computer audio. I would just leave that as the default, so it allows them to use what they want. And here's where you can click enable join before host and enable waiting room. I'd highly recommend enable waiting room. You don't want them to come into the call before you are in there, and this is what allows you to control when they do come in. You can mute them upon entry, but at this point, there's no point to do that. You can put a co-host, but you have to have a higher upgraded account to add a co-host. So we don't really need that. You can just click save, and then there you've created your meeting. You can add it into Google Calendar by clicking onto that, and we'll show you other options that you can add the Zoom meetings into your calendar. So now you see in this meetings tab that the buyer consult shows up on your main page. So you can start it or delete it. If you want to edit it, you can click into buyer consult and you can do any edits. If, for example, the time is supposed to be changed, you can go back in here and edit the meeting. You can also make changes in terms of wanting to enable the waiting room or not, or turning video off or on. That's as simple as that in terms of editing the meeting. So if you want to start the meeting, all you have to do is click on start, and then you'll see that the Zoom will open up and the screen will start right away if you have that clicked on. This is the Google Chrome extension that you can use to download and put into Google Chrome so that you can set up your Zoom appointments very quickly. So I'd highly recommend downloading that. We already have that in, so we're not going to download it again. Now, this is another way that you can set up an appointment. So you're in Google Chrome and you're in your Google Calendar, and you just click as if you were to add an appointment like you normally would. And what you want to do is click more options and type in what your appointment is. So a listing appointment with Jane Doe. You can click your time and not repeating. And then right there you have the add conferences. So when you click that, because you have the extension, you can click Zoom meeting and it'll auto-generate a Zoom meeting ID with the password. All you have to do is add the email of your guest into the email here. And what's going to happen is they will be invited a calendar invite with the Zoom link. You can add a description. So any notes that you might have that you want to include, you would include that here, and they would also be able to see any of these notes that you're typing in. So click save and send, and then you want to invite the external guests so that they also get this email in their inbox. Now when you go back to the main section, you'll see that it does show up in the dashboard that you just created, listing appointment with Jane Doe. So it's no different from using the calendar to the dashboard, and I like using the calendar so that we don't have to enter into the dashboard every single time you want to set up a meeting. This is the app, and you can click it. That's downloaded on your computer, and you'll see there's also a summary of all your meetings, and here you just hit schedule a meeting. And then you schedule a meeting this way. So this is the third way that you can schedule a meeting. All you have to do is type in your topic again. So this is our meeting number 3 that we've set up. You pick your date, you pick your time. The setup is a little bit different because it doesn't show you if it's 1 hour or 2 hours. You literally just put in the start and end time to state that, again, it doesn't limit you, but it's for your calendar. So you fill everything out like you normally would on the other setup, and you can have everything turned on and schedule into Google Calendar, and then it will show up into the calendar. When you go in here to the main page, you'll see that Zoom meeting number 3 now shows up in the roster. If you want to check the dashboard here, you'll also see that Zoom meeting number 3 also shows up on the dashboard on the website. So this is the third way that you can set up a meeting. If you want to delete it, it's very simple. Just click delete, and then you have deleted a meeting or edited a meeting straight from the dashboard. If you want to see what the email looks like to your client, we'll take you into the email, and you'll be able to see that they are able to see the invitation listing appointment with Jane Doe from yourself, from whatever email you have hooked up with your Zoom. They see this. This is their view. They're getting a calendar invite. They're able to answer yes, maybe, or no. And you'll be able to see all the information about the actual Zoom meeting, including the link to where they have to click to go into the Zoom meeting. If they click that, it's going to open up the Zoom call. See, it just launches right away into the Zoom call. Here it shows you all the other detailed information, everyone that's invited. And again, it shows you the description that you wrote into your calendar. When you click more details, it's going to show them their calendar, and it's also going to show them the event, their appointment, in their calendar. Here's the other instructions that you can see all the detailed information if your client decides to click on this link. It gives them information if they actually wanted to call in to do the audio instead of using the computer, but computer audio is much easier. So this is all the information that your client is able to see about the Zoom call and the meeting. So now you know how to set up a Zoom meeting and also what your client sees when you send them an invitation through the calendar invite option.